Now, as we are nearing closure to the end of this year, the annual headline inflation rates for the East Africa's biggest economies of Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania has dropped this month compared to the previous months. Let's look at the report. Kenya, which stands at the biggest economy in the East African region, stands at a decreased inflation rate of 3.83%, from 5% in the month of August, while Uganda's annual headline inflation rate decreased to 1.9% from 2.1% recorded in August 2019, whereas Tanzania's annual headline inflation rate for September 2019 slightly decreased to 3.4% from 3.6% recorded in August 2019. The National Consumer Price Index measures the change over time in the cost of fixed basket of goods and services purchased by a respective sample of households within countries in the East African region. This includes a list of 278 goods and services, of which 97 are food and non-alcoholic beverages, 118 are non-food items being priced on a monthly basis.
Prices of petroleum products are essentially and fundamentally driven by foreign exchange. That the moment you have volatility in foreign exchange, and this is the global foreign exchange, by the way, then you are likely to see the volatility reflected in fuel prices because the prices of imports will always change or increase because of the value of the Uganda shilling, the exchange rate of the Uganda shilling to the dollar. Now, if it is not foreign exchange volatility, it is the volatility within the producing countries. So if, for example, some of the major oil-producing countries like Saudi Arabia, if there is a war, or if there is a uncertainty that reduces production, or that creates uncertainty in the production, you are likely to see prices going up. And so the decisions that are made in Washington, in Brussels, in Russia could actually affect the prices of petroleum products here, because this is a product that we have to import into the country, and how it is affected, the prices are affected globally, will be reflected on the...
According to the report, the overall index went up to 115% in September 2019 from 112 recorded in September 2018. This also notes that food and non-alcoholic beverages inflation rate increased to 4.0% from 3.7% recorded in August 2019. Uganda is to host the Democratic Republic of Congo for a business summit which has been scheduled to take 0.7% recorded in August 2019. On the contrary, it should be noted that the 12-month index change for a non-food products in September 2019 had decreased to 3.1% from 3.5% recorded in August 2019.
If you think of I'm a matoke farmer. I grow matoke in Ntungamo. So if I'm not selling at the farm gate and I wanted to transport my matoke to Kampala, that means that I am spending on fuel. So my transport costs have increased. And once the transport costs increase, it means that I would have to factor them in the prices of matoke. So in other words, the price of petroleum is reflected in the price of matoke. So the final consumer is actually paying the price of petroleum. So in other words, higher fuel prices increase the cost of goods and services, and most of those costs are normally transferred to the final consumer.
The report further observed that the annual inflation rate, which includes food and energy for September 2019, decreased to 2.7% from 2.9% recorded in August 2019, making an overall index decrease to 115%, recorded in September 2019 from 116% recorded in August 2019. Uganda, on the other side, her annual inflation rate has slightly decreased to 1.9% in September 2019 compared to 2.1% recorded in August 2019, according to the Consumer Price Index report. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics report attributes the decline in annual inflation to annual food crops and related items, which decelerates from 3.0% compared to 1.4% registered during a period under the review.
Uganda's economy, in my view, is an economy that where the fundamentals have been addressed, The different parameters have been addressed, and the potential is there for the economy to more or less like break out and move forward. But then there are very, very serious structural bottlenecks, which are mainly governance related. If you look at the economy now, you realize that one, we are not dealing with, we are not really optimizing on agriculture, which is one of our major areas of comparative advantage or competitive advantage. We are not organizing the agriculture enterprise to become, so that the agriculture becomes more productive and you have more output.
The annual food crop inflation dropped due to a decline in the prices of fruits that declined to 13.8% in September 2019 compared to 9.5% recorded in August 2019. Inflation has been below the Bank of Uganda's 5% target since the beginning of the year, where the rate was recorded at 3.4% in June 2019 and 2.6% in July 2019. This therefore translates that inflation rate has now reached its lowest level since May last year. It is important to note that the core inflation excludes food, fuel, and metered water, which are volatile price to changes, slightly declined to 2.5% in September, down from 2.7% recorded in August 2019. Core inflation is used by the central bank as a monetary tool, and in August 2019, it maintained the benchmark rate for the fifth time in a row at 10%. On the other hand, the annual energy, fuel and utilities increased to 2.5% in September 2019 compared to 1% recorded in August 2019. It should be noted that energy, fuel and utilities increased due to solid fuels that registered 8.5% in September compared to 4.0% recorded during the year ended August 2019. On a monthly basis, a consumer's prices edged up to 0.7% from 0.45% raised recorded the previous month. South Africa's best ABSA group research notes that in an economic update for the three East African community member states that Tanzania's economic growth will be in excess of 6% this year, Kenya and Uganda growing between 3 and 6%. Uganda is to host the Democratic Republic of Congo for a business summit which has been scheduled to take place on the 9th of November 2019. The summit is expected to boost trade and open bilateral relationship between the two countries, and this will take place at the Gulf View Hotel in Entebbe.
This is the first ever Uganda Democratic Republic of Congo DRC business forum, which is expected to boost trade and strengthen bilateral relations among the two countries. The forum is scheduled to take place on 9th November 2019 at Gulf View Hotel in Entebbe under the theme Promoting Bilateral Trade, Investment and Connectivity for Mutual Peace and Prosperity. The business forum is to be presided over by Uganda's President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and his DRC counterpart Felix Tshisekedi. The main objective of this joint business forum is to enhance bilateral trade between the two countries and to share experiences, identify opportunities, challenges, and agree on an appropriate way forward. Both countries are expected to trade freely and exploit the opportunities that come with over 120 million people between the two countries, like import quotas, export restraints, and other trade barriers. It is to be noted that the Democratic Republic of Congo has a huge market and a long border both on land and water. Democratic Republic of Congo is one of the key export markets for Uganda. It should be remembered that Democratic Republic of Congo formally applied for admission to the 6-member East African community, seeking for a regional bloc whose request awaits this month, November the 30th, when the climax of the summit will be held in Arusha. Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi wrote to his Rwandan counterpart, Paul Kagame, who is the current chairman of the East African Community, seeking to join the community, whose member countries are Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, and Uganda. ever-increasing trade between the economic players of the Democratic Republic of Congo and those states of the community. The president has been on a charm offensive in East African community since he assumed office in January this year, as he seeks to secure and boost ties. In the first 3 months, Democratic Republic of Congo's president visited Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Uganda. This time around, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo is coming to Uganda for a business forum on bilateral trade. Reporting for Smart 24 Television, I'm Shamira Nagawa.
Smart 24. Business. This is Jordan. When it comes to classwork, Jordan is magic. Jordan shines. Jordan makes his peers better.